In this video, we're going to be using the subtotal command. This video has to do with the file called Amazon Sales Tax, and we're looking at the sheet called Subtotal. And when you look at the data here, once again, we're looking at a table that we've been using all along. It's a table. It's made up of columns and rows. The most important thing is that that top row contains our field names. And of course, the field names describe the rows beneath them. But the top row is our field names. And that's very important for a subtotal command, because what a subtotal command attempts to do, or what it does do, is that it creates subtotals based upon a field name. So needless to say, if you don't have a table, you're not going to be able to use the subtotal command. That said, for this problem here, we're going to use the subtotal command based upon sales area. So we want to have our break or our subtotals based upon the field name sales area. And what we want to do is that we want to sum or total our tax costs and our total costs multiple steps. So once again, we want a subtotal on the field name called sales area, and then we want to sum or total the tax costs and the total cost for the multiple steps. The steps for that. Step number one, and a lot of people forget this, it is the most important step. Step number one is to sort this table by the field that you want to create subtotals on. So step number one is, once again, to sort. So we're going to come in here, right click, come down to sort. I want to create a custom sort. And I want to sort on sales area. That's what we're going to create subtotals for. Or our break will be on sales area. So once again, the first step is to sort, and we're going to sort on the field that we're going to create subtotals for. Sales area, hit OK. What's happened here, you can see all of our E's, East, Midwest, South, and West. So what the subtotal will do is it's going to give us a break at the end of each sales area, and then we're going to total our tax costs and our total cost multiple steps. So we did our sort, most important step. Next thing, click on the Data tab, and then come over here to Subtotal. We're going to click on this button, and these are our various steps. First line, some people forget this. We've done our sort, and they want us to fill it out, okay, at each change in. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change the field name to what we're going to create subtotals for. Hit the down arrow and select the field name called sales area. So once again, this line has to do with the field that we're going to create subtotals on, and the field being, in this case, sales area. Second line is what do you want to do with the subtotals? Usually you're going to be summing them, but not always. At times you can count, you can average. There's a number of things that you can do with the subtotal. But in this case, we're going to continue to go with sum or total. So we're going to add them. Third step, sometimes people forget this. Third step has to do with selecting what you want to sum. Okay? What fields do you want to sum? We want to sum tax cost and total cost multiple steps. So we're going to click in there and have a check. Once again, what this dialog box has to do with. Line 1, this is a choice of the field name for what we're going to create subtotals on. Line 2, what we want to do with those field names, or rather the subtotals. So we want to add, average. In this case, we're going to be adding them or summing them. This box right here is a selection of the field names that we're going to perform our function on, or the field name that we're going to sum. And we chose tax cost and total cost multiple steps. Done that? Click on OK. We know that our subtotals have worked. These lines over here, and then also the numbers 1, 2, 3. What they signify is A, that subtotals have been created, but if I click on the 1, that gives me my grand total. Number 2, it's what we're usually looking for, is the results of the subtotal. So I'm getting my total for the East region, Midwest. Number 3 are the actual groups themselves. I'm going to click on the 2 to look at our results. Okay, what we've done here is we've clicked on number 2, and in fact we are seeing our subtotals for the 4 areas. Now many times what you would want to do then is to highlight this area and copy it into another file or sheet. So we would highlight it, right click, copy, come to another sheet, right click, and paste. And lo and behold, we have the entire table. We're not just looking at our subtotals. How we get around that is to come back to our subtotal sheet. Okay? I want to get rid of those dancing ants. Come back to our sheet. And here's the trick, and this is important. Highlight that area that we want to copy to another sheet, just like what we did before. Highlight it. Hold down the alternate key and click on the semicolon. Alternate, semicolon. And you can see the lines here. Then hit Control C, which means to copy. Got our dancing ants. Come back to sheet 1. Right click and paste. And in fact, all we're showing are the subtotals. So once again, what we did is we highlighted the area, alternate semicolon, Control C, which means to copy, and then we pasted the information. If you need to remove your subtotals or change them, these would be the steps. You would click somewhere within the sheet, once again for your subtotals. Somewhere within the sheet, click on Subtotal, and then come down here and click on Remove All. And our sheet is back to its original condition. Lastly, if in fact they asked us to create subtotals by state, the steps would be, first off, to sort the table by the state field, and then complete the steps over here. Thank you.